Welcome to Planit Butter, my world, where I hopefully inspire you to build yours by being iNTUCENTRiC, an immersive experience. Every episode is designed to provoke consciousness through entertaining perspectives and applied iNTUCENTRiC philosophy, while recorded in a variety of intergalactic locations. As I embody my iNTUCENTRic way, you reflect on yours, and together we visit other worlds for occasional guest episodes and learn something cool. I'm Jordan Alexandra Blizzard Planet. This is from my planet to yours. Less of a podcast, more of a variety show, and a very funny approach to a documentary series. Thanks for joining me for episode 133 in Pantai Padang Padang in Bali, Indonesia. Today we're going to focus on the phrase, it's not about the jump, it's about the landing. And then we're going to apply that to Planit Butter's current chapter, lovingly closing this chapter, and then off you go to your world. So, the phrase, it's not about the jump, it's about the landing. Comically, this was inspired by my Pilates instructor this morning, who said that when we were jumping on these machines, which I've never done before. It was so much fun, like laying down in the machine. So it's like you're jumping, laying down, and you're like using the springs. It's like that's the only way I ever want to jump, because, well, especially for me, because of my chunkalunkas, which is my word for boobs that I made up when I was 2. It's in the Blizzard's dictionary on planitbutter.substack.com. So jumping vertically is really difficult on my chunkalunkas. It doesn't feel good. It hurts. So laying down and having the springs involved was awesome. And I had a ball, like the Pilates ball thing, throwing it. Oh my God, I was laughing so hard. Everyone else was not. So the instructor said, it's not about the jump, it's about the landing. And everything just lit up in me. So guys, what does this mean? Think about it. When we apply this to being iNTUCENTRiC and we focus on the landing rather than the jump, and we can understand that the choice to be iNTUCENTRiC is the jump itself, right? So if we're focused on the landing, then that means while we're in the air, we're focused on our technique, on our form, on our ability to be composed for the eventual landing. Because if we're not focused on those things, then when we land, we will not land, we will crash. Much like this loving chapter Planit Butter has been in. And we're declaring closed now. So let's apply this to my perceived homelessness, as we've acknowledged in episode 132. And what was awesome is in episode 131, where Delusion and Divinity got married, I told you guys all about how delusion is really just a boundary with society as Planit Butter sees it. And I'm staying in my magical delusional bubble, and we're going to watch the magic happen. And then episode 132 was like, bang, look at this magic. This chick on the surface is homeless and broke. However, also on the surface, this chick wound up with magical photo shoots and beachfront beautiful hotel stays entirely comped, and more magic that I will reveal to you shortly. You can watch those episodes to fill yourself in a bit more, and obviously any episode prior where I touch on this stuff. Dig around, have fun, you'll see. So, let's see. So applying this to Planit Butter's current chapter closing, the first thing I want to get out of the way is when I brought up that romantic mirror that I've acknowledged maybe like 3 or 4 times as it became relevant, because I noticed this person was connected to the beginning of my book and then reappeared at the end of my book. And when I say reappeared, I mean literally, like, we are not in communication. We have only just crossed paths when we cross paths on this earth. And for whatever reason, at the earliest stages of my book, I connected this person has something to do with the book. And the last time I shared the most recent crossing with you guys, I was still processing the fact that I hadn't seen this person in over a year and that we crossed paths immediately after finishing and publishing the final form of iNTUCENTRiC via video book and audiobook, and the teaser version of the video book as a podcast episode. The day after that is when I saw this person. So from my vantage point of this person being connected to the book, it was wild that that was the timing this person showed up. And initially, when I shared my shock of this experience, I was still in the emotional processing of crossing paths with this person because the energetics of the dynamic were very strong for me. And at the same time, what actually happened in the interaction revealed to me that this person is not my person, nor is this person meeting my standards, though the potential was there. And so when I reflected on it after the processing, because there was a window of processing where I didn't know how I felt about the dynamic yet, still, there was like a window of there could be more, there could not be. And then when I finished processing, I was like, oh no, that's not my person. And when I realized, oh, that's not it, it clicked for me, oh, well, in relation to the book, iNTUCENTRiC, in its execution, it's demanded every ounce of me, every ounce of the embodiment that requires my leadership and demonstration of what iNTUCENTRicism is. And specifically, I have a chapter, 1 + 1 = 8, about romantic love. And it's like, if I revisit that chapter and then I reflect on the experience with this person, I realize, oh, yeah, that's not it. And so I feel called to acknowledge that closure, because the way I showed up in the dynamic absolutely demonstrated me in my most ideal way. I was exactly who I want to be in that dynamic. That person didn't meet me where I expect to be met, but I showed up the way I want to show up. And so we closed that one out. Bing! Thank you. Ciao. So on to the quote unquote homeless chapter closure bit of this Planit Butter fiasco. So I left you guys off in episode 132 with the gift of 2 nights at this beautiful private bungalow at this magical oceanfront hotel here in Bali. And the morning of checkout, I do my workout, I get a little intuitive ping to go get a smoothie bowl. So I go get a smoothie bowl at the hotel restaurant. I end up meeting the hotel owner / manager, and we have a friendly chat. Then I go to reception to finish my checkout, discover that the Planit Butter jet art, the first original Planit Butter jet art print ever, has been damaged. And essentially I said to the staff, what the fuck? I said, this is totally unacceptable, and you guys let me know how you want to resolve this. I leave, I come back. Then I end up talking to the hotel owner / manager dude again. And we agree to compromise on the hotel reimbursing me in cash for the damaged art and a complimentary night at the hotel. So we got a 4th night at the hotel because, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys last week, we got the 2 nights gifted to us by that couple. And the first night, because the gift from them didn't start till the next morning when I met them, but it was already like 10 o'clock at night. And I was at the hotel already, and this is just kind of how it unfolded. Security let me sleep in the cabana lounge chair areas by the infinity pool overlooking the ocean for the night. So I had a little camping at the hotel. That was the first night. Then we got the 2 nights at the private bungalow. And then the 4th night was comped because they damaged my art. Like, what are the chances, guys? That's the magic I'm talking about. So they damaged my art. I get a comp tonight and I get cash, which I had just finished my cash from the photo shoot on that smoothie bowl. Obviously not all of it was on the smoothie bowl, but I had to pay for my food at the hotel, and that photo shoot money paid for my meals at this hotel. And then they damaged my art, which funded me for the next few days. Now that brings us to actually today. So stick with me. So after that fourth complimentary night at the hotel, we exit again. We go about our day. And again, we meet another very kind stranger offering us an extra room. And I say, no, thank you, because it has to be the right place. Right, guys? So no, but thank you. And then what happened? Then, because I had the cash from the damaged artwork, I'm firing off messages on booking platforms for negotiating a very, 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 very tiny amount of money. I negotiated $60 a night for a $300 place. So I wound up with a 2-bedroom villa to myself for $60 that was originally priced at $300. And again, banging villa. So that was kind of hilarious and amazing. And the best part is that management team of the villa is interested in potentially longer term collaborations. We have to check in with all the legalities and such. Just saying that to be super clear about everything. But the fact that the door is even open for that is marvelous. So then, next day, carried on my way, followed my intuitive pulls. Again, met some cool people. This dude literally says, oh, I'm leaving my villa tomorrow. You can take it. It's free for a month. And I'm like, oh, that's incredible. And then he announces it's shared. And I go, oh, no. Immediately, no. And he's like, you're a gypsy. You can share. And it's like, excuse me, I'm an empire builder and I don't share. Like circumstances, perhaps a share, but there's a time and place for that, and this wasn't it. The photo shoot was appropriate share because the photographer was already staying there and he booked it and I was getting paid. So no problem there. This time, no. I don't share. I need my space and I need to work and I need to be in the right space. Those are our boundaries, no matter the context, no matter the circumstances. See, that's the problem. Conventional thinking says, you're homeless and you have standards. And I'm saying, I'm not homeless. I'm navigating my next coordinates and embodying how to handle this in a non-conventional way and holding my standards, and the universe keeps meeting me. Sure enough, I say no to that villa. I end up camping out. I camped out, guys, because I wanted to be alone so bad. I didn't want to sleep on somebody's couch and I didn't want to share a space because that's against my boundaries. So I stay at this hotel by this beautiful art gallery, also overlooking the ocean, different place. And I'm there till about 2:30 a.m. Security was increasingly getting more and more annoyed with me. And I'm like, I can't explain it. I just know I'm supposed to be here right now. I need you guys to back off. They were not having it. The security at this place was way tighter, not Bali style at all. I was like, whoa, can you chill? I'm in my right coordinates. I'm just having a little bit of a moment, blah, 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 like I'm kind of milking the like business transition to the security guards at this place because they were harsher. So I'm like, okay, they need to understand the conventional context so that maybe there's some empathy, while I just know I need to be here right now. Like, just give me a second. So that was hilarious because eventually security got really annoyed and was like, no, you need to go. Off to the curb. They did tell me the hotel next door might be better. So I'm like, okay. So I go to that hotel next door and I ask them, can I just sit in your lobby for a couple of hours? Because at this point it was 3 a.m. and I scouted the next gym that I was going to go to at 6 a.m. opening. So I'm like, I just need 3 hours on this couch. 2 hours of them I got to nap, 1 hour strategize and work and feel into my next coordinates. That's when the gym surfaced. So we got the 6 a.m. gym call. We migrate all of our luggage to the fucking gym. I'm at this gym from 6 a.m. till closing. Yeah. I got a workout in, I got sauna, ice bath, met some cool people. I took my first jujitsu class. I went across the street, I got a smoothie, met another cool person. Like, I'm just saw some friends. Like, this is how we're navigating. Then that night, we end up with this magical villa. But before we ended up with this magical villa, yes, to ourselves, after saying no to the shared one, because as we say on Planit Butter, trust your no so your yes can find you. So we said no to that shared villa. Yes, did we have to stay basically awake all night and sleep on a couch for 2 hours in a hotel lobby? Yes, we did. But did I get to be alone? Yes, I did. Was I in the place that I needed to be? Yes, I was. So it's a win in my eyes. And also considering the days prior, I'm like, all right, we can handle a couch night at a hotel in Bali still. So, yep, said no, did that. And then what? Oh, well, before we got this magical, blessed villa, which is just my friends out of town, and I discovered that when, after the gym day, I got dinner with a friend, and I'm sitting with all my luggage, and I felt a little tug to this hotel next door. I go to this hotel, and I chat with the receptionist, and I'm like, can I just sit here for a little bit? I'm doing some work and figuring out my next move. She's like, no problem. I go, I sit, and then their security is like, hey, you gotta go. And I'm like, okay, thank you. No, I'm working. And this is where I need to be right now until the next place reveals itself. But I can't explain that very well to the outside world yet. Watch my show. So I say, no problem. Thank you so much. I will leave when you need me to. Then security walks over to me and the manager's on the phone, the guest relations dude. And we chat. And he says, don't worry about it. You can stay, do your work, whatever you need. I just ask that maybe you can leave by like 4 a.m. so that guests who have early checkouts for their flights aren't weirded out. And I say, I totally understand, no problem. And he was such a superstar, this man. And then as I'm working, Instagram, when you schedule posts, sometimes it's really slow and it's just to get you to use the app more. So I've literally figured out that if you scroll or look on people's stories while you're scheduling a post, it moves faster. So it'll sit at like 50%. But if you start using the app, then it moves quickly. I'm like, dude, that's so annoying. But because of that, I started looking at my friends' stories instead of just working. And when I looked at my friend's stories, I saw my friend Will out of town posting his villa. And I said, Will, I need a place to sleep. And he said, just go. So voila, villa to myself, Padang Padang. Still Uluwatu, which is the area I've been feeling grounded in for this moment. And wow. Then the hotel manager was so fucking kind, the guest relations dude. He was so on it. This man paid for the car from the hotel to the villa for me. And he says, I want to get coffee so that I can hear how this story unfolds. Because I, as usual, very honest. And he's like, yeah, so I'm like, I will absolutely tell you, this will be hilarious. Thank you for being so fucking amazing, understanding, empathetic, and supportive to a stranger in your lobby. But we actually figured out we had some mutual friends as well, which is funny because, duh, universe, magic. Of course, of course, the cool manager and I have friends because good people. So, damn. That brings us to today. We have 10,000 rupiah left. 10. That's what we have left from the artwork damage cash, which means magic is landing. And I'm so excited to see what happens next. This has been quite the journey. And so I've decided now it's time to close out this quote unquote homeless story unraveling because I rest my case. You say homelessness, I say next coordinates. I've demonstrated how to navigate these extreme circumstances when being iNTUCENTRiC, and I've also shown incredible results. So I declare this over. Now we watch the money flood, and I'm very excited to share with you how. Let's find out together. And we're going to close this one out with a short snippet from the June 16th, 2026 Planit Butter Substack article titled Keep Your Head Up in the Clouds. Subtitle, Here Am iNTUCENTRiC. Here am I, here am you, here am we. It is time, always on time. We know this. Keep your head up. Way up. Up, up, off you go to your world. Planit Butter's mine. Keep your head up is a vote for confidence in the self. The ego is your sense of self. Riskadence is confidence in one's abilities during uncertainty. If you keep taking the risk, you can't lose. Is the knowing to invest in yourself. Being delusional is a boundary with society. There's your head up. Confidently delusional. Recognizing yourself and nurturing your existence. In the clouds. Detached yet in the atmosphere. Participating. Here am iNTUCENTRiC. Read or listen to the full love note or audio article on planitbutter.substack.com. Again, I rest my case. Cool shit happens when you stay iNTUCENTRiC. When you focus on landing instead of the jump. So I'm prepared to land. Planit Butter is landing on Earth. And we're in position to do so. And I'm very excited. And pretty wild that it took being quote unquote homeless to fully demonstrate to you guys how magical and epic being iNTUCENTRiC is, because my personal responsibility, my trust in myself and the universe is why me being quote unquote homeless has resulted in like 3 villas, 4 nights at gorgeous hotel, private bungalow, paid photo shoot, and so much other magic that I've told you guys along the way. So, and then whatever the fuck is about to happen next, right? So, very exciting stuff. I rest my case. From my planet to yours. See you Thursday, where we find out what happens next. Dun, dun, dun. Have a beautiful day. Thank you. Gecko says, yeah.